Good afternoon, everybody. Rob Leslie's my name, and I'm the founder of Sedicii, and this is my co-founder, Richard Cody. So what is Sedicii? Sedicii is an authentication service at its core. We've developed a way for a user, a customer, to authenticate to a service, a network, a contact center, without ever having to give away their password. No more passwords. We do that by turning password into an abstract pattern that looks something like this. One of these is stored on the server. One of these will be created inside your device when you try to log on. And essentially what we do is we want to prove that these two patterns are the same thing in a very short space of time. We're going to walk you through 5 use cases today. The first one, very simple one, just logging onto a network. So Richard, you can see here, he's going to put my identifier, my public identifier, into the website. There's no password. I'm going to get a notification on my phone that's going to ask me to authenticate. So he's going to click submit. You see there that I've got a code, Maroon Mandrake 26, which tells me that it was me that initiated this transaction. And he's now going to put my password into my phone. Hopefully he'll get it right. What we're doing on the phone is we're combining the piece of knowledge that I know, my password, which is stored only in my head, with the identifiers that are in the phone, the IMEI number and the IMSI number. So the something you have factor. So it's 2-factor by default. We're combining those into one big, long password and then abstracting it into this. He successfully authenticated, and you noticed on my laptop, my screen changed. So I've been logged in. The second one we're going to show you is a real-world scenario where you bring a contact center, and you've got to authenticate. And today you do that by answering questions like, where did you get married? What's your mother's maiden name? Who was your first girlfriend? Real pain in the neck. So he's going to call a contact center. If we could have audio on the phone, please. I promise I didn't do that. Right, we'll do it again. So we'll call the contact center. Yeah. And hopefully you will hear.
Welcome to Sedicii's phone banking demo. Please wait for a Sedicii login request on your mobile device. To log into our phone banking services, check that the operation code on your mobile phone is the following: Crimson Golden 33. I repeat, Crimson Golden 33.
So the code that came up on the phone matched the code that was given by the call center. So I know I initiated this transaction. So he's now going to authenticate to the contact center instead of being asked all the questions. And once he's successfully authenticated, he's then given the IVR, the voice response server menu on his phone. So he can get into the queue that he wants to get into without ever having to speak to an agent, and it's done in 10 seconds.
The demo is now over. Bye-bye.
That will save millions if you run a big contact center. The second one we're going to show you is outbound calling from a contact center, something that many of the banks, financial institutions in the room struggle with today, because the customer has no way of knowing that it is the bank calling them. So we've set up a trusted third-party mechanism where we act as the intermediary. We authenticate the bank, we authenticate the customer, and we give the customer a way for them to authenticate the bank. Here's the CRM screen. So Richard is going to say, I want to call the customer. I've got a notification on my phone to say, there's a call about to be made from the bank. Would I like to accept it? Hey, I don't get a call out of the blue. I'm given a choice. I can accept it or reject it. So he's going to accept it. Then he's going to authenticate because the bank wants to make sure they're talking to the right person. Once he's successfully authenticated, there's a code there that says khaki, I can't see it, something 60. That's the code that the customer will hear the agent say to him so that the agent knows, or sorry, the customer knows that it is the agent.
Thank you for accepting our call from our customer center. The operation code for this call is the following: khaki brown 60. I repeat, khaki brown 60. If this is correct, please press 1. Otherwise, please press 2. The operation code has been validated. This call will now continue. In the real world, an agent would now deal with your business. The demo is now over. Bye-bye.
So the bank has been able to authenticate itself to the customer, and the customer has been able to authenticate itself to the bank. We're now going to show you one that is based on Twitter, because a lot more contact is happening through other channels other than voice. And sometimes you might want to take a communication with a customer out of the public channel into a private channel. So we're going to simulate here a contact that's been made through Twitter, and you want to move it into that private channel. So Richard is going to tweet something here. Welcome to Finovate. There's a monitoring service that's now running in the background, so we're just going to wait until a notification comes in on my phone to say, the bank would like to talk to you about the tweet you just made. Would you be happy to accept the call? It takes about a minute for that to happen because it's a polling service. In the meantime, we're going to show you an authorization service that you might want to tag on to the end of a credit card purchase. So I know that it is me who's using my credit card and not somebody in some other place who has robbed my credit card along the way. So I've got a card here, and I'm going to pay now. I'm going to put in my public identifier. And Richard's going to authorize the payment. And I should get a notification on my phone, which is there, detailing the transaction and me saying, yep, I'm happy for this to happen because it was me, not somebody else. Done. Authorized. So there's a tweet, there's a notification coming in that will ask the same thing. Do I want to accept a call from the bank in relation to Twitter? I'm going to run out of time here. So 5 use cases, and there are so many more. So in summary, we never disclose your password, so it's yours and yours alone. If you want to come and see more detail, please come and see us on the other side of the room. We'd be delighted to explain in more detail what we're doing. Thank you very much.